Welcome to another edition of the Market Review, where we bring you key developments in the financial and capital market as it impacts our economy. Today, we'll be looking at one of the segments of the capital market ecosystem, which is unlisted securities. And we're going to be discussing around the growth of the markets and how it connects to our economy. With me to have this conversation around the unlisted securities markets is the head operations and technology of the NASD Securities Exchange, a major player in that space. Chinwendu Ekeh, thanks for joining us to have this conversation. Now, it's already an interesting year. A lot of things have happened. This is the second year after the first year of the COVID-19 pandemic experience. And during last year, where we had the full-blown pandemic and lockdown restrictions, NASD, like other market players, sustained operations seamlessly and even rolled out its N-ELTS trading platform. Can you share with us how it has been able to enable seamless trading and operations in the unlisted securities market amidst the pandemic and other challenges that have occurred this period?
Thank you for having us on this session. Our next trading application is an automated matching engine. It's cloud-based, so what that means is all our participants can trade remotely from anywhere in the world. It's a web-based, cloud-based automated system, and one of the ways it's going to enable seamless trading is it's going to be tightly coupled to the depository, which is SAS Plc as chosen CSD. So the benefits of being an automated matching system lies in the auto application of all trading and product rules for all securities that we have on our platform. Another benefit that it brings to the market is will be supporting fixed trading, and also we have a mobile app attached to it. Mobile app is set to be deployed by Q2 this 2021. So it gives our brokers, our participants, and traders on our market, also investors, access to diverse financial instruments such as the commercial paper, CPs, ETFs, and other money market instruments. So this system have these capabilities and has unlimited potential for the unlisted securities market.
And how has been the security level? You know that we have the rising concerns of cyber threats globally. How secure has the platform been able to carry out the whole trading process so far?
It's very secure. Firstly, the market is only open to selected individuals. What I mean by selected individuals is the authorized trading participants. So for you to be a trader on our market, you have to go through some level of training, certifications, and all that. It's only after you have gone through that you'll be given access to that platform. But above that, it's cloud-based, secured. There are various layers of the security mechanism that I can't go into here. But all those security measures are fully put in place. Notwithstanding that, we also have our DR mechanism in place that would support failover mechanism at any time there's a disruption. I would also like to point out that from the inception of NASD, we've always run from a cloud location. We've always been a remote market, or a cloud remote-based market.
So you've been a unique cloud-based market. That's nice to really hear. And what has been the feedback like? Because when you roll out a trading system like this, there should be feedback in terms of it being user-friendly that will help you improvise. So from 2020, what's been the feedback like in terms of it being user-friendly, the innovations, and improvements that we should expect in 2021?
The platform is quite user-friendly compared to our previous platform. Before we rolled out, we had a 1 month demo, I would call it a demo session with our participants, where we had the opportunity to engage one-on-one with all traders on our market to give us their feedback, tell us, and we were able to also watch them use the system and see how difficult or easy it was for them. And based on all those feedbacks that we got from them, we were able to improve the system before we eventually went live. So the system is user-friendly, it's intuitive. It also has a lot of intelligence around it as well. So I think it's very good. But for me, I would say my system is good, but it depends on the market users. So I'm sure my traders will agree with me as well.
Nice to hear. User-friendly. The feedback has been great. And even the fact that you had a 1-month demo with the traders was an opportunity for them to test it and, of course, ensure that by the time it's launched and rolled out like it was last year, it became effective. So definitely a lot of things to look out for as you improvise on this trading platform. But let's look at the optimism. And this is one very important area of concern. The digital currency space is one place that NASD has also looked at, ensuring that it continues to provide market activities around issues of crowdfunding, looking at blockchain, and even the cryptocurrency assets. There's been a lot of discussions around regulations from the Central Bank of Nigeria, restrictions so far in the financial services system, while SEC, as the apex regulator of the capital market, has said it will continue to act based on its mandate of the ISA to regulate the whole digital currency space. What are you looking at in 2021? What's the optimism around the fact that in terms of regulatory space, we will get some more clarity and it will help you carry out your proposed plans to play in this space?
Yeah, I would say we are very optimistic. If you look at the value of that segment at the beginning of 2021, it was put at about $1 trillion US. And you could also see that the numbers of players in that field worldwide is actually very compelling to see. And then I think that Nigeria as a whole would also be a part of that space, but it would be very risky if we do not have a structure built around this whole market very quickly. From our perspective at NASD, we do believe, though, that it's likely that digital asset regulation, things like security tokens, will actually precede digital currency trading.
Okay, so digital tokens will definitely precede the digital currency trading. Okay, so give us some insight into the digital tokens. How effective is it for the market and transactions, and what are the benefits for investors and traders?
As with the security or the structure around blockchain, it has a lot of benefits, and with time, I believe we would be able to mine these benefits and use them to create business products around assets and business assets that we want to trade. So for where I see that most likely be starting from will be around using tokens to trade assets, could be real estate, other things, we represent them just the way our normal market runs. So that's where I see that we will be starting from, or the market will start from.
$1 trillion value, and people are beginning to tap into it. So Nigeria will not be left out, but of course, the structure, like you said, is very important, and we need to also begin with the digital tokens, which is something you can trade assets with. So much to look out for in that space, and like you rightly said, regulation is very key and the roadmap. But let's look at the plans to deepen the commercial market paper space. I know you talked about the fact that the N-ELTS provides the opportunity to divest your transactions even to commercial papers. What is NASD looking at this year also in boosting that space?
Firstly, when you look at a new market, what's firstly important is for you to have technology or system that supports the trading of that instrument, supports the trading around that market. So with us, with the introduction of the NETS trading application, NASD electronic trading application, this allows us to trade this new instrument. The system has the support and has the capability to run that market effectively. But currently, we have our rules out, but is awaiting SEC approval So once that rules are approved by our regulator, the Securities and Exchange Commission, we anticipate that that market or that section of the market will be open to our investors.
So for now, it's not been approved. So once the rules are approved, people can also engage commercial papers space through the unlisted securities market. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, at the Securities and Exchange Commission, yes. So we are waiting approval. Once it's approved, we will engage the market and we're sure that we'll start with that.
All right, that's interesting. And let's look at supporting SMEs. You know that they are the key drivers of the economy. They contribute to gross domestic product. We have over 40 million of them in the country. And the market should be a place they can come to list and also access capital to scale and achieve their growth strategy. But these days it's been a challenge. I mean, in the US, one of the key policy analysts said that the way Wall Street is designed, it's not really helping small businesses to come and even raise capital to scale. So what is NSD looking at in Nigeria and the listed market space? How are you planning to support SMEs to achieve the growth that they desire?
At NASD, to support the growth of SMEs and to help them scale up, we've introduced a number of channels to support them to raise capital for whatever growth purposes they have. Firstly is our NASD. So our NASD is an enterprise portal, is a web-based repository that allows SME to have an environment, a web environment where they release structured information about their performance, their operations, their requirements to a selected group of venture capital, people that would take interest in their business and then invest in those opportunities that portray. That's one of the channels that we have provided for SMEs to leverage on to raise funds. So if you want to know more about the NASD, you can go to the website. It's called www.nasdaq.com. Then we have another channel, Venture Ramp. Venture Ramp was recently launched, I think in the last quarter of 2020. Is a crowdfunding portal. So it also provides tools this time around for not just for corporates, individuals, meaning lower SME companies, but even individuals or mini businesses that want to raise money, want to raise capital. But at the moment, it's open to donation-based projects. While we await the regulators' rules on the crowdfunding to be finalized. But this is another channel that we have. And we also have a group of experts attached to these business ventures that would support these SMEs, work with them through the process to raise this capital that they need for their business. Our Venture App initiative draws upon our learned experience as a securities exchange, and we have a lot of security measures and alternatives put in place. Lastly, we also have a private market. Now, it's similar to what we have for the unlisted securities space, but this private market provides transparency and liquidity among for private transactions, for private deals. So these are quite a number of channels that we have, and we hope that SMEs would key into it and take advantage of them to pursue their growth plans and scale up to grow quickly.
All right, so it is very clear, NASDAQ, the enterprise portal, Venture Ramp, and of course the private markets are there, so we can tell any mid-sized company, look, leverage the unlisted securities market, get to NSD and see what can be done. We can tell them now.
So the venture ramp can be accessed on ventureramp.com.ng. It's also a web portal. You can go there, look at it, and contact us for more details, and we'll then assign experts to work with you through the process.
That's the way to go, market supporting businesses to grow. Now, this is a very eventful year. We expect already, we've seen a very interesting slight recovery in the Nigerian economy. We expect markets to stabilize and, of course, experience more growth. But what are the key developments that will shape the unlisted securities market in 2021? Your capitalization has always been within that range of 500 to 550 billion. We want to see much scale in your capitalization, but what are those things that will shape and unlock the opportunities in the market?
Firstly, we expect that 2021 will have increased regulatory oversight. So if you look at the unlisted market space, a lot of people refer to those companies as unlisted, but they are actually PLCs. The only difference is where they are trading and how they come into an exchange to trade. So, but a lot of these, their transactions or exchange of ownership actually go on, behind the scenes. So we expect that in this 2021, we want to see more of these disclosures, more of this transparency around the transactions on this kind of deals, so that there's liquidity for these shareholders of these people, not just a deal between two parties in-house. So when there's that transparency, there's disclosures, it gives you the platform, it gives the shareholder, the issuers a platform to provide liquidity for these shareholders, also in compliance to the circular that says there should be no trades on any public shares except on a regulated exchange. That's one thing that we look out for. Another thing, we anticipate that we will also see more transactions or more trades this year. One of the ways to facilitate that is we've created a group called, I would call it a board or a list, a board sort of called Quotation list. Now, a lot of people will call us or call me and say, I have these shares in this company and I don't know what to do about it. It's a PLC, but I want to sell it, or I want to do this, I want to do that. So what we did was to introduce that board. It's called Quotation list, where we put a list of these kind of companies that are eligible to trade, as long as they are PLCs on our platform. So we expect that shareholders will direct them to that list. So, okay, if you look at that list and you see your company or the companies that you own on that list, you can then contact any of our traders that are authorized to trade on our platform to help with onboarding that security and then follow up with transaction and all that. We also have a secondary list called the watch list. The watch list are PLCs, but they are not SEC registered. That is also another avenue to call attention to those categories of companies, saying, yes, you're a PLC, you have shareholders. It would be good for you to regularize your position with the SEC. So that's one other way that we have, we think would make things better in 2021. Also, we expect that there will be lots of sales in PEO, doing some scale-ups. All this, of course, is subject to exchange rates and the underlying economic conditions we have. And aside from also, we also have quite a number of initiatives, that's are coming up. As you mentioned at the beginning of the discussion, we talked about the trading of the Nigerian Stock Exchange shares. We do anticipate that we would have the listings of a lot of securities this year, not just the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So a lot, we anticipate to come this year in 2021.
Okay, so you're saying that with the demutualization of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, we should expect that listing, all things being equal, this year.
So with regards to the trading of the or the demutualization and the subsequent trading of the NASD, we have opened a category called dealers, a dealer category that will enable members or trading members who own that shares to play or transact on them if they wish to. So the procedures to get on board on all of this has been communicated to the market. We also anticipate that we'll have new products in the coming year. We're looking at the ETFs, we're looking at the commercial paper once the rules are approved, and some other markets that we would engage the public on as we go.
All right. Thank you very much, Chinwendu Ekeh, Head Operations and Technology of the NASD Securities Exchange. Thanks for the time, telling us how you're working assiduously to deepen activities in the unlisted securities market and what we should expect in the year as we continue to experience developments in the market and we're heading even to the first quarter. Thank you once again, and of course we hope to have you subsequently to discuss what has been happening and the progress made.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you. And that'll be all for today's edition of the Market Review. You can join our website, www.proshareng.com, to watch our videos and read our stories in the market, particularly on the unlisted securities market. We have that category on the website. Go to the right hand of the bar, scroll down, you'll see unlisted securities OTC. Click on it, you'll see all the developments in the NASD market, what the NASD is doing to drive that market, and other activities that are of interest in that segment of the capital market ecosystem. We got the capital market fully covered, and all segments are on our website. Also, if you have any question or comments to make on what can be done to unlock opportunities in the listed securities markets, please send your views and comments to news@proshareng.com. We'll be glad to receive them and, of course, respond appropriately. You can follow the social media platforms displaying on the screen for further updates and perspectives from our side. Thank you for being part of the show. Please don't forget to stay safe. Have a nice day.